Okay, so let me leave it. Can't see it.
This sitting is resumed. Honourable for Christchurch, East Central.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I first off want to thank all the members of the government side, sir, for their contributions to this debate, and certainly, sir, for their many expressions of confidence. I also want to thank the members of the public, sir, who listened to the presentation and sent me quite a number of WhatsApps over the past few days, supporting the measures that I was able to announce, sir, on behalf of the government. And most of those messages, I can say to the members of the government, were very positive. I think I can attest, sir, that the people of Barbados are pleased with the work that the government has done in spite of the challenges, sir, that we have faced as a country. Now, at the outset, sir, let me just say that in my presentation on Monday, I indicated that at the end of June, sir, 2018, the reserves were $412 million, which represented, sir, 6 weeks of import cover. I think you may remember me making that particular point, sir. Sir, I must sincerely apologize to this chamber, sir, because that was, in fact, sir, a little bit of wrong information, and I apologize for that. Because, sir, at the end of May, you know, you know what happened on May 14th, sir. Sorry, 24th. At the end of May, sir, the reserves were in fact 436.3 million, sir, and it represented 4.6 weeks of import cover. 4.6. So in my weariness, sir, to make sure that the numbers were prepared, my hand slipped and hit the 4 point, sir, to give the 6 weeks. So I apologize profusely, sir, and to members for giving the country the wrong impression, because that $412 million, which was right, sir, the absolute correct number is that we only really had 4.3 weeks of import cover, not 6, as I indicated then, sir. And I humbly apologize for potentially misleading the House, sir, but it's purely by accident. And I start there, sir, because I heard a lot, and I'll get to that a little later, so don't let me get distracted, sir. I start there because if we don't agree on what is factual and what is true, sir, then we potentially could be in danger, sir, of making the wrong decisions at the wrong time, especially at a time where a lot of our people are looking to us as leaders to be able to give them, sir, guidance in a world that is associating itself, sir, with mistruths, lies, of which I know we heard a lot in here, sir, subsequently. But the people of Barbados are relying on us, sir, to give them the facts and nothing but the facts. Let me also say, sir, that I was very conscious on Monday that as I was presenting the budget, sir, and as you know, sir, the interpreters were here doing their work, so as they were changing positions, sir, I was conscious that they were in my line of sight. And so I remember at one point I looked at my watch on the clock and I said, well, you know, these folks doing very fine work. So I chose at that time, sir, to skip a section in the document because it was purely administrative stuff that would be addressed. Because I recognized that the work that they were doing, sir, on behalf of the disabled community was important. And even though I didn't speak as long as I thought I was speaking, I was conscious, sir, very, 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 very conscious, that after a while, people may very well start to tune out. So I took a very conscious decision at that time, sir. You remember me saying that I was going to make a statement later. I will do so now because it's purely administrative in relation to some efficiency matters, but I felt it was important to recognize that the work that the two ladies were doing at that particular point in time, that this particular session was not or no less important than any other part of the speech. I made a decision that with respect to the time that we were going to spend here, that we could do something a little differently, sir. Now, unlike clearly what we then subsequently experienced. So I want to address a few matters in relation to the Revenue Authority and NIS, as I had indicated then, and also give an update to the House and to the country in relation to some matters relation to corporate tax filings before I get into my response to the Leader of the Opposition. So just give me a few minutes, sir. And so I would say, Mr. Speaker, the Barbados Revenue Authority has worked tirelessly to implement the corporate tax reform and recognizes the constraints of the technology infrastructure that there have been some delays with respect to implementation. And to accommodate these changes, sir, and pending changes in both the application of monthly corporation tax prepayments for income years 2024 and 25 and the filing of corporation tax returns for income year 2024, the following will apply. Firstly, sir, a remission of penalties and interest associated with the late payment of monthly corporation tax prepayments as prescribed under the Income Tax Amendment and Validation Act 2024-15 for the payment period January 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 will apply. Secondly, sir, to facilitate the application in the IT systems, interest and penalties applicable to the late payment of prepayments under the old regime for income year 2024, i.e., sir, March 15th, 2024, September 15th, 2024, December 15th, 2024, sir, and March 15th, 2025 are included, sir, in this remission of penalties and interest. And finally, there will be an extension, sir, of the March 15th, 2025, sir, corporate income tax filing date to March 31st, 2025 to ensure that all companies are able to file their tax returns in a timely manner. So we've had some development issues, sir, that went a little longer than was anticipated. So we're saying here that the companies that are expected to, that originally would be expected to complete their filing by Saturday, that we're extending that deadline from Saturday to the end of the month, March 31st. However, though, sir, final payments, which would normally be due on Saturday, final payments for income year 2024 shall be made by March 17th, 2025. So there's an extra day for Monday, sir, for companies to pay what they would ordinarily have to pay as they've prepared their accounts already. But because of the, as I said, the IT systems, they have the filing deadline until the end of March. But let me repeat, final payments for income year 2024 shall be made by March 17th, 2025, which is Monday, sir. Payments, sir, can be made in TAMIS, which is the regular administrative system, sir, or through the Global Relations Portal, as service providers will be aware of that specific information. And this relates, sir, to the companies who were in scope, but as I said, sir, the service providers would be well aware of those arrangements. Now, Mr. Speaker, we are of the view that this waiver, as we said, sir, with respect to the fact that the prepayments have started, we believe this is fair and reasonable, and having regard to the fact that the change for the corporation tax return and the prepayment cycle is new and requires, obviously, service providers to get familiar with the new process. So on Monday, sir, I said I will address some administrative bugs with respect to the BRA and the NAS, and I spoke about the 2,458 applications in relation to what we would do, what was approved on the portal. And so I proposed just to reiterate what I was going to say on Monday, at this time, given that it is purely administrative in nature. We will obviously amend the regulations to suit, to make sure that these actions now take effect. And so as I had indicated, sir, we had a situation where, because of the way that the system was, it just contributed to a lot of inefficiency. So to alleviate some of these issues, as I indicated then, sir, and to enhance efficiency and reduce the administrative burden on the Barbados Revenue Authority in this instance with respect to the Income Tax Act and Value-Added Tax Act, I propose that from April 1st, 2025 to 1, eliminate the late filing fee for 0 returns, which is consistent with international practice, sir. To reduce the late filing fee from $500 for personal income tax returns to $100, and for corporate tax returns, sir, to $250, with no future requests, sir, for amnesty, permitted, or rebating of these costs. And the reason for this, sir, is that we really want companies and individuals to comply rather than having to write to the ministry for relief. It takes up a lot of time and effort to do, and therefore we are making these arrangements in order to make sure that we encourage companies and individuals to do the right thing up front and to not have the penalties necessarily be a burden to individuals. Further, any penalties or interest applied to the taxpayer, sir, will be offset against any tax refund. So we're trying to make sure that the system is as efficient as possible, and therefore just permit the process to run much smoother. We will also, sir, cap the total interest and penalties to no more than 25% of the tax payable for late filings and interest, which is consistent again, sir, with international best practice. Now, any companies, what we will do, sir, is that this will allow for a payment plan of up to 42 months to be agreed between the Barbados Revenue Authority and taxpayers without the need, sir, to waive penalties and interest. If full settlement is achieved, sir, within 12-month period of the outstanding principal taxes, the taxpayer will receive the full relief, sir, from the penalties and interest. Now, as it stands now, sir, we have had to go through a whole set of this wavering process, sir, doing all sorts of calculations and stuff, sir, which really and truly doesn't make sense. The government has been, since we came to office, sir, as I indicated then, we entered in an arrangement where we settled via Series F bonds first, sir, and then Series J over 42 months. We paid those persons who were owed by government over 42 months. And we're saying here, we're giving you 42 months to be able to do what you have to do, sir, and make sure then that it is settled clearly in order to make sure then that everything is good. You can do it sooner, but we are saying no more than 25%, and you enter in the arrangement to be able to settle. We'll also permit taxpayers, sir, a grace period of 5 business days to make payment after filing personal and corporate tax before any late filing fees, sir, or interests are applied. So again, sir, we are trying to accommodate persons once you file, and you encourage you to pay at the same time, so you don't forget. But in the event, sir, that sometimes, you know, what may happen, sir, is that in the past, because we haven't quite yet hit the mark with respect to real-time payments, you might pay Friday evening, sir, but you know, as the bank was normally closed at 3 o'clock, the money clears on Monday. And therefore, the calculation should still recognize that it was paid on Friday. Because it's cleared into the account on Monday, sir, it might present as a late payment as opposed to things. So we're making these operational changes to make sure that instances like that, sir, don't occur in the future, in order to make sure then that this headache of penalties and interest, sir, no longer exists. With respect to the National Insurance Scheme, sir, for the purpose of settling outstanding national insurance contributions, I also propose to cap the interest to no more than 25% of the outstanding contributions effective April 1st. And this would allow for a payment plan of the same, up to the same 42 months, sir, to be agreed between NIS and the employers or self-employed persons without the need to request a waiver. So settlement again, sir, of all outstanding principal contributions will, within the 12-month period, employers and self-employed persons will receive the full relief from interest, because we want people to be able to bring themselves straight as soon as possible. The payment settlement framework outlined above, sir, between the BRA and the NIS relates to total outstanding principal amounts owed to each institution of up to $1 million. All requests for waivers above $1 million must still come to the Ministry of Finance for assessment to ensure that we understand broadly, sir, what is happening with respect to the business. Mr. Speaker, all taxpayers entering payment plans with the BRA or NIS for the settlement of arrears will be encouraged, sir, to set up a standing order or direct debit with the financial institution of their choice while staying current, sir, with respect to their statutory obligations going forward. The Revenue Authority and NIS will provide obviously relevant information to the taxpayer to ensure their account is up to date and reconciled appropriately. Now, this next section, sir, reflects the fact that there are a number of businesses in Barbados who do not participate with respect to the provision of data. And the government needs data in order to set the right policy. And so all we're saying is that anybody who is entering any arrangement here, sir, effective April 1st, all businesses entering into a payment arrangement with, to settle outstanding statutory obligations must participate, sir, in the balance of payment survey of the Central Bank of Barbados, in any business service, sir, conducted by the Barbados Statistical Service, any business service here, survey conducted by the ministries responsible for agriculture, culture, labor, and tourism, sir, or any other survey that the Minister responsible for Finance may determine for a period of 5 years. Now, this is important, sir, because if we do not know what is happening in the economy, sir, and this is right across the board, we've done the same with respect to provision of those persons with concessions. All we're saying is that if you have to get into this arrangement, we need to get information from you in order, not information with respect to what's happening with your business activity in the survey. It is all anonymous anyway, sir, as provided to the entities, and therefore it is nothing that the Ministry of Finance is going to be looking at specifically, other than to know what is happening with respect to the economy more broadly. And so, sir, the BRA and NAS will report all information in relation to the compliance of entities to the Ministry of Finance on at least a monthly basis with respect to disseminating to the relevant ministries and agencies. Now, sir, let me turn to, with that aside, that business aside, sir. As you know, sir, Tuesday was March 11th. And it was really a sad day. It was a sad day for a couple of reasons, sir. Members on this side, sir, would know that the Right Honourable GM Tom Adams, sir, it would have been 40 years, sir, on Tuesday that the Right Honourable would have passed. And I know, sir, that I've never met him, but I've heard members regale tales about the Right Honourable Tom Adams, sir. And I know that he was rolling in his grave, sir, on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Because the type of response that he would have given to a budget, sir, the type of budget that he would have presented in this very place, sir, I know that he would have been full of shame, disgust, sir, at what was represented here on Tuesday. And I know that the leader of the opposition likes to, and the truth is if the public could see the walls in here, by the time we finish on Tuesday night, sir, if the walls could tell the story, had we not done some wonderful industrial cleaning during COVID, sir, these walls, sir, were splattered for almost 10 hours, if not more, sir, with what could only be described, I think, by Barbadians as absolute nonsense, sir. And it is not something that this government takes lightly because, you know, he spent a lot of time talking about show me a democracy and show me tyranny or some whatever the phrase he was using, sir. He was making reference to tyranny. But At one point, sir, on Tuesday evening, I watched the screen very clearly. And I had to apologize, sir, on Wednesday morning to both the interpreters, because there was absolutely no consideration, sir. None. Not for the interpreters, not for the staff of Parliament, not even for the people who might be listening, sir. And furthermore, sir, there was absolutely no consideration for the fact that there are norms in this place, sir. There are norms. And was, sir, I made the point at the beginning, sir. I could have, sir, if I had more time, I could have written more stuff into the budget, sir. And I could, and my colleagues would tell you that, they think I like to talk. And I can talk, sir. But I would like to believe that if you're going to take time, sir, to talk, that somebody should at least have some appreciation for what it is you're saying. And it was a sad day, because as we as a party reflect on 40 years of the passing of the Right Honourable Tom Adams, sir, and that was the most disgraceful way, sir, that any parliament in this country, I feel, could pay homage to such a great Prime Minister of this country, sir. Now, I know that he's now taken on the leadership of the Democratic Labour Party wholeheartedly, sir. And I believe Barbadians understand from what they saw on Tuesday and part of Wednesday what tyranny looks like, sir. Because what masqueraded in here as a response to a budget, sir, was a clear indication, sir, as to how the Democratic Labour Party feels about the people of this country. Because the people of this country lived through 10 years. 10 years of tyranny, sir. To the point where we found ourselves with a Prime Minister who believes, sir, that it was 7 years, 7 months, 7 days, sir, before he would be able to call an election so that he could have these 3 sevens, sir. Well past the constitutional requirement for Parliament to be dissolved, sir. First time in the history of Barbados that Parliament was dissolved and not a word from the Prime Minister. And it's coincidental, sir, that he spoke for 10 hours. I want Barbados to know that those 10 hours is a continuation of the 10 years that this country suffered under the Democratic Labour Party, sir. And at one point, sir, as I watched him, I swear I was watching the former member for St. Michael South. I mean, I heard so much about Hobbes and all these philosophers and all these types of things. I swear it was the former member for St. Michael South. Now, sir, we come to this place. We are politicians. We are going to get into the cut and thrust. Let us debate policy. But don't come in here, sir, and just pelt everything at the wall and hope that something sticks, sir, to get media coverage when you've addressed nothing that concerns ordinary Barbadians in this country, sir. And come in here to pretend that you laid out a manifesto. Manifesto to do what, sir? To do what? To do what? To do what? I do not believe, sir, in my heart of hearts, that the Democratic Labour Party has taken the responsibility, sir, not once, for the suffering that this country endured for 10 years. He laid out all types of things that the Democratic Labour Party will do, sir. But not once did he say that the Democratic Labour Party will pay back the money that they carry from the people of this country, sir. Not once. That caused hardship to the people of this country. Not once. Not once. Not once, sir. So, I believe, sir, that what we were treated to is the utter contempt that the Democrat Labour Party has for all of the people of this country. They have not learnt from their behavior, sir. It was a full display in here on Tuesday and Wednesday. I know from the messages that I received, sir, from all types of people, the people see it. The people see it. All of us in here, we are committed, sir. We have been committed from May 24th, sir, to do our absolute best to turn the fortunes of this country around, sir. And we have done so. But in doing so, we don't believe, sir, that that is enough. We do not believe that that's enough. The honourable member called the government of Barbados bank robbers. Bank robbers, sir. Bank robbers. No, I don't get into nobody's professional accreditation or any of those things, sir. He called us bank robbers. I was very specific when I made the point, sir, about the dormant accounts. I was very specific because I saw him writing, sir, the honourable member, the leader of the opposition. I saw him writing, and I made it clear that ever so often, the banks in Barbados, sir, in the newspapers, they publish all of the dormant accounts that they have. And a dormant account, sir, is an account that's had no activity for 10 years. After 10 years, sir, those accounts are handed over to the central bank, sir. To the central bank. Now, I know that it is highly irregular, sir, because you wouldn't normally make a law a document of the House, sir. It is highly unusual. But, sir, I'm not making it a document of the House. I'm just saying to the public, sir, that it is not normal for a member to bring an act, sir, for another member who, sir, calls himself a King's Counsel, which I assume, sir, that calling himself a King's Counsel suggests that he thinks of himself as being superior to any other council, senior or otherwise. But my point is here, sir, is that this act, to the public, it is called Unclaimed and Undistributed Monies. Cap 93, sir. Cap 93, sir. Cap 93. It was actually passed, I think I heard somebody mention it, sir.
1881.
7th of July, sir.
It was last amended in 2013, but you didn't.
1891, sir. Correct.
Last amended in terms of
Last amended by the Democrat Labour Party in 2013, sir. Okay? Now, I'm not going to make it a document because it's already law, sir.
The honourable member is an act where the act had to be passed in the House.
In the House, precisely. So I'm just making a basic point, sir, that it spells out the section, sir, that says what any officer who is required to hand over money to the Accountant General, what is the process? And they made it clear, sir, on Monday, that between the 10 years that in the bank, you could go and get the money from the bank. When the bank handed over to the central bank, sir, and you realize that you got some money, you could go to the central bank. And they also make it clear, sir, that when the central bank hands the money over to the Accountant General, it comes into the consolidated fund, sir, and we use the money. If you, sir, want to make a claim, you are allowed to make a claim as the act allows. So imagine, sir, the leader of the opposition, and I explained that. Now, at the time, I didn't call the act, but I explained the process, which is rooted in law, sir, in law. So I believe, sir, it is quite disingenuous for the leader of the opposition to come in here on Tuesday and to try to malign something that's been happening since 1891, sir. Since 1891. Whether it's right or wrong, it's been happening. But,
It's called the doctrine of one of a kind.
but, sir, as I made it clear, the government will use the money, you make a claim, you can get it back. It is, we're not confiscating anybody's money, sir. I want the record to reflect that the government of Barbados has never and will never confiscate anybody's money. We said we are planning to do resilience. Now, sir, at the end of December 2024, the dormant accounts at the central bank, $57,709,747, sir, and 50 cents. I made it clear that this country is going to supersize the work that we are doing to build resilience. I may also made it clear, sir, that anybody who after, because by the time, sir, as you heard what I said, 10 years in the bank or credit union is passed to the central bank. After 3 years, they're really supposed to hand it over to us. But the point is, within the law, there's another 6 years. But we say no, because anybody, even though it says you after 6 years, sir, you really don't have a claim, there's still a process. You can still write to the minister, sir, and say, well, look, this money here really belongs to my grandmother. The estate now settled. And therefore, the money that she had in the account that went over there is mine. And any good minister of finance, sir, will say, well, sure, here. So I want the public to disavow themselves of any notion, sir, any notion that the government of Barbados or the Barbados Labour Party are bank robbers, sir. We are not. We are going to utilize assets that are not being utilized to the best possible way, sir, at the moment. And we're going to put those money, sir, to good use to make sure that we can repair houses, sir, that we can improve the infrastructure, sir, in this country, so that when the storms come, sir, that we know that our people, sir, will feel a little more comfortable. The Honourable Attorney General used the phrase, planting trees that you know, sir, that you ain't gonna sit down under. I believe, sir, that is a good work that this Barbados Labour Party, sir, is doing to build resilience in this country, sir. The Honourable Member also made reference to the fact that he can't find a way in the record where the debt to GDP, sir, was the 178.9% of the GDP. Now, sir, this is a big document here. There's a big document here, look. A big document. I asked him to print it double-sided, but there's only half of it. But the document is called, and anybody who's listening online, sir, anybody who's listening online, go and do a Google search, IMF country report number CR 18290, sir. IMF CR 18290. And you will see a link come up that says October 2018, sir, Barbados, request for an extended arrangement under the extended funding facility, press release, staff report, staff supplement, and statement by the executive director for Barbados, sir. Google search IMF country report CR 18290, sir. This document will come up. And I'm going to make it a document in the house, sir. I will make it a document in the house. But I want anybody who may be interested in understanding what is and what isn't, sir. Table 3 on page 32, sir. Table 3, the name of Table 3, sir, is Barbados Public Debt, Fiscal 2015 to 2024, sir. And that public debt table, sir, got two parts to the table. Two parts. The first part speaks to the actual level of debt, and the bottom half of the table, sir, speaks to the percentages. You have public debt, you have arrears, sir, and you have central government guaranteed debt. The first part, sir, which is the public debt, 15.843 billion for 2017-18, sir. Arrears, 1.184 billion, sir, and central government guaranteed debt, $977 million, sir. Now, all told, that is actually 18.004 billion. So anybody who takes out a calculator, sir, and does those numbers, they will see that at the bottom of the table, sir, it has the nominal GDP of $10.070 billion, sir. So when you put the 18, sir, over the 10, you just get the 178% that it referred to. But if that is too difficult, sir, for the leader of the opposition, if that is too difficult for the leader of the opposition to do, the second half of the table, sir, has the percentages. The public debt percentage is 157.3. The arrears percentage, sir, 11.8. And the central government guaranteed debt percentage is 9.7. So whether you add the numbers at the top and divide by the GDP at the bottom, sir, or you simply add the three percentages, sir, it comes to the same thing. I want the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to understand that this government don't come here to tell lies or present nothing other than the facts, sir. Nothing other than the facts. The fact that we have had to settle those arrears, and you know what's interesting, sir? The part with the arrears, it gives the projections, because remember I told you that those arrears we pretty much virtually paid all. The reason that we ain't quite pay all, because when we had done the reconciliation with the BRA, with all of the legacy systems, sir, when they completed the reconciliation, sir, in, I think about 18 months ago, they found some additional monies that the government owed. That is the only reason, sir, that the zero that is at the end for 23-24, the zero, and I want the public sees it, I can circulate it to members so that they see and understand what it is that we're talking about here. We constructed this program, sir, to rescue this country, to repay the unpaid bills that the Democratic Party left in this country, sir, to individuals, to businesses, sir, all kinds of people, sir. At one point, sir, you know that had it not been for the owner of Saul at the time, sir, had it not been for the owner of Saul at the time, because Saul has since been sold to the overseas party, sir. Had not for the owner of Saul, sir, ambulances in this country, sir, wouldn't be able to go and pick up the body. The fire service, sir, can respond to the fire in Waterhall land on the place by you, sir. The garbage trucks, the few that I had, sir, can collect the garbage from the body in this country, sir. And I will never, ever, ever forget, sir, because the country manager at the time, sir, at the time, is from Waterford, sir. From Waterford.
I'm very familiar.
At the time. And he would call me and say, Minister, I know that one of the things, but we need some money. We need some money. It was the fire service, sir. It was the police cars that was driving about the country, sir. Every single government vehicle, sir, had it not been for the owner of Saul at the time, a Barbadian. But you see these new fellas that I got now? You can't play with them. You can't play with them. So this government set about, sir, making sure we make things right for the people of this country, because I don't believe, sir, that we should be at the mercy of the favor of anybody, sir, not even a Bajan, who could turn off the spigot for the fire service, sir, for the ambulance service, for people to get home when the night comes, sir, after work, for the transport board at the time, sir. The country of Barbados should never ever be placed in such a position, sir. Should never. Should never, sir. But we pay down these monies, sir. We pay down these monies. And I can say to the country and to my colleagues today, I no longer receive those calls, sir, frantically. Frantically, sir, because everybody, every day, people want to know how they can get paid. How they can get paid, sir. Anyhow, the honourable member, sir, spoke to a whole tongue, because I made a reference to the fact that I proposed the change to the lyrics to reflect 400 years. Now, sir, I had a different opening for the speech, because the truth is, sir, that the man that financed the olive blossom, sir, Sir William Courtine, I think is his name, sir. I think that's his name, sir. From all reports, sir, when John Powell, I think, went back to England, sir, to report this beautiful place called Barbados, sir, that was uninhabited, that's what was said, sir, uninhabited. It was reported that Sir William Courtine, a merchant, businessman, he said, this sounds like some place he can make a lot of money. And then 2 years later, sir, sank the other ship, the other ship is William and John? William and John, sir, William and John. And from that point, sir, a man that, for all reports, I don't think he ever come to Barbados, but he financed the colonization of Barbados. He financed the colonization of Barbados, sir. And I want Barbados to understand that when somebody can finance the colonization of a country, you understand that they may check in for none of it, because you know that we will be doing upside there, so when we move Lord Nelson from there. People used to get off the boat there, sir, and separate out. And say, sir, you look fitter than me, so you worth this. You remember for St. Michael North, he's a runner, so he can go by wherever it is. That's the kind of thing that happened out there, sir. Out there. So I say to the people who are protesting now, 400 years after, Barbados, sir, is the world's newest republic. And whilst we will commemorate, sir, the landing, we must now chart a future for Barbados, sir, that is inclusive, sir, and provide opportunities for people like we, sir, not to exclude nobody, but we must set the course. And I want to say, sir, there's a difference between the Barbados Labour Party, sir, and the Democratic Labour Party. Fundamental difference, sir. Fundamental difference. Because I put it this way. The Democratic Labour Party, sir, is like a thermometer. It's badly in need of in calibration, but it's a thermometer, nevertheless, sir. The wind blow, something turn on, sir, they can measure the circumstances around them. So it don't matter what happened there, they can just come up with whatever is happening around them, sir. The Barbados Labour Party, sir, irrespective of what happened around us, sir, we're going to set the course, sir. A thermostat. You set the temperature. You chart the course. And therefore, as we move forward, sir, to take fresh yard, yes, there's history there, sir. And we have been preserving our history. Yes. But, sir, preserving the history is not going to pay the bills for the future. Not in the way that some people might want to suggest. And I come to this particular point, sir, because there's going to be more of these discussions with respect to what's happening around the country, sir. And I want to say this. We have to decide how we manage our assets. We have to decide how we manage our assets, sir. So whether it's Holton, whether it's Oistins, whether it's Senance Fort, wherever the case is, sir, as we're going to do next, sir, with respect to Bay Street there, we have to decide what we do for the next 400 years, sir, to build on our development. And I say let me pause here, sir, and say that during all of this time, sir, whilst I paid homage, sir, to the police, I want to pay homage, sir, to the rank and file, sir, of the Barbados Defence Force. The force, sir, has served Barbados extremely well, alongside the police service, providing support not just for Bajans, but support for what happens outside of Barbados, especially during disaster missions overseas, sir. And they do it, sir, without much fanfare. You know, the forces just do what they got to do. They're soldiers, sir. They're soldiers. And I want to thank the men and women of the Barbados Defence Force, sir, from the bottom of my heart. Whenever I drive into Senance Fort and I give my regimental number, sir, the young recruits often look at me as if they look at me like this. 9621956, sir. And it's with a certain pride, sir, that, correct. But the point is, sir, we all serve our countries in different capacities. And the members of the force, as Senance, sir, has reached it's mature. Let me put it that way, sir. It's mature. Whilst the drill hall is rich in the history, sir, we all can reminisce about the old days. My grandmother's time about the dances at the drill hall and all of that, sir. The reality is that the British, like Fort Denmark, sir, selected those sites at a time, sir, to defend Barbados. You see him, Sir William, courting with the finance, sir, Senance Fort and all of those forts around Barbados, to defend what he was putting money in Barbados, sir. This is now to 2025. We don't need sea defenses to see who coming up there. So we got radar for that. We got all kinds of things for that now. You don't need that, sir. And therefore, part of the discussion that we need to have as a country now, sir, is how do we put these assets now to the best value of the country? And you know that to defend the country economically, sir, in an area that is, I mean, defense is on many realms now. On many realms. So I'm not suggesting at all that the regular defense isn't important, but given all that is swirling, sir, from tariffs to sanctions to blacklists to whatever it takes, sir, we have to defend Barbados on all fronts. And the way that we deploy our assets, sir, nationally, is going to determine what happens to Barbados for the next 400 years, sir. And this government, we will have as much consultation as we need to have with the stakeholders, sir. But at some point, sir, you have to set a course. And in setting a course, sir, you must do so with certainty. And I believe, sir, that this government is able to show Barbadians what the future can look like in relation to moving, sir, to a transformational level. Now, sir, the other member leader of the opposition also spoke to education. And he said, don't touch the common entrance. This is the next, the third, sir, all kinds of things. I simply say to Barbados, you have had the example as to what the Democratic Labour Party believes about education, sir. And I come back, I always remember, sir, and you know, life is funny. I remember the first time the Prime Minister asked me to run, sir. And this is a roundabout story, but it's in what I got here. It was at the Garrison School, sir, in the back of Garrison School. The same Garrison, sir, that they said that we move into the front road at the Ursuline Convent, sir, that the government bought from the convent, sir. The same Garrison, sir, that once we moved to the front road, that the Honourable Member for St. James South, as we are working to do now, is to turn that Garrison campus now, sir, into a full training facility for the Vocational Training Board, sir, to make sure that Bajans being equipped for the future, sir, that we start to ramp up the ability of investment. You heard her today say that they turn away 2,000 people when the year come to do training. Well, we got to do better. So if I sat down and got all BPI, sir, and said, well, is not the Garrison, sorry, Great and Sealy, no, sorry. Great and Sealy, sorry. And they got all nostalgic and said, well, it's Great and Sealy, so don't move the school, leave it as is, and all of that, sir. And this is not, there's nothing to do with any politics or the naming of an institution or anything. It is about how do we redeploy the assets that we have, sir, to make sure that we can serve the interests of Bajans. And I know that the Honourable Member for St. Michael South, he's been talking about the seafarers training, these types of things for ages, sir. And therefore, as we incorporate these things to make sure that Bajans, boys and girls, sir, whether they want to work on a cruise ship, and as I will come to, sir, as we're doing with SJPA, we can build a welding plant, sir, because the welders down in Ghana, sir, you could earn as much as $300 US an hour, sir. Well, that's the minimum side. The top fellas earning $500 US an hour. So if you want money, sir, good money, and you're brave, the SJPI, we're giving them money this year, sir, to build that welding plant, so that Bajans, sir, will learn not just welding, but open the opportunity, sir, to make sure that the work that Guyana want to do, sir, that we can, or some more people get some of that. That's what we're doing with education, sir. So was he coming in here to talk about whether the common entrance, don't touch the common entrance, and all of that, sir? I want Barbados to know this. You see what I did with university education, sir. You heard me say many times, my grandmother or my mother, sir, could not afford to send me to the university. I was able to go, sir, because the people of Barbados financed that. So if the Democrat Labour Party, sir, could damage, and I believe, sir, it really is going to take a lot for us to reverse it, because those 10 years, not 10, 13 to 5 years, meant that 20,000 people who would ordinarily have gone to the university did not go. So when we talk about skills deficit today, sir, we can't find them people now. We can't find them people now. So I can say to the people, whether there's a common entrance or not, or continuous assessment, sir, I know that this Barbados Labour Party, whoever form the education I got in primary or secondary, I know that, sir, we can pay for it. But I cannot guarantee the people of Barbados what the Democratic Labour Party will do, sir. I want people to understand that. I want people to understand that, sir. No, sir. We have been in some preliminary discussions with CAF, just very quickly, sir, because that tertiary education intervention will include the robotics at the Erdeston teachers training facility, sir. You heard me talk about the jobs that you need in tourism, sir. There will be an expansion of the BCC, the Gene and Normal Holder facility at BCC, sir, to ramp up the capacity to do training for tourism, not just for Barbados, but with all the hotels and things that they got there, sir. I know that the Honourable Member for St. James South will make sure that we get that project on the way as quickly as possible, because it is important that we start to build the training capacity to respond, sir, to the very needs that we have in this country. And as I said, sir, with the Vocational Training Board going to the Greater City site once the convent facility is finished, sir, that is the plan, sir, to make sure that we give these young people that the Honourable Member for St. James Central spoke about, have been unattached, and give them hope, sir, in this country. Now, sir, I am told that the hotel that is going to be built in Hayward, which is part of the Sandals group, sir. I didn't think, but it's a public record, sir. That butlers, sir, butlers are paid $5,000 when the month comes, sir. I don't know how many young people in this country understand that the difference between giving good service, sir, and giving good service, well-trained, sir, can earn you significant amounts of money. And they're going to want hire 25 butlers, as I'm told, the honourable member for St. James South. Butlers. Now, I ain't saying that young ladies might not be a butler, but these are jobs, sir, that I recognize that young men have been doing in the tourism industry. Pay good money, sir. Good money. So we got to train these butlers now, sir, to make sure that when that hotel finished in the next, 2.5 years or so, maybe 3, that we got 125 Bajans, sir, ready to step in. To step in. So training, sir, is going to be important to make sure that we are able to provide for the future of this country, sir. And I promise not to speak too long, sir, but I have to say this thing here. You remember, sir, when I spoke on Monday, and I said, sir, that if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, sir, that it is a scam. Now, sir, I was sitting here this afternoon, and someone sent me what is an Instagram post, sir. And so forgive me, sir, because it's important, because it came out 2 days ago. It was posted 2 days ago, sir. There's a post on Instagram. It has the logo of the city of Bridgetown, sir. It has Sagicor Bank, sir. It has CIBC, and it has RBC on it, sir. I don't know if the camera could. Where is it? There? Yeah. May not be able to zoom. But the person, sir, is Crystal Tally, 447. And it says here, Tier 1 wallet investment, 300 Barbados, you get $12,050. 400 Barbados dollars, sir, you get $15,200, sir. 500 Barbados, you get $17,030, sir. 600 Barbados dollars, sir, you get $19,100. 700 Barbados dollars, sir, you get $22,150, sir. 800 Barbados dollars and you get $24,300. Sir, I don't know what else to do or say, but I hope that Barbadians, sir, I plead a begging now. A begging, sir. Please, see these things and leave them, sir. See these things and leave them, sir. See these things and leave them. Because no matter, sir, what it is, I made the point, sir, there is no economic activity unless you're robbing people, sir. And that's not really economic activity. That's just theft. There's no business, sir, that allows you to make that kind of return in such a short space of time. Leave out these things. I know that COB ain't got nothing to do with it, sir. I know that Sagicor Bank ain't got nothing to do with it, sir. I know that CIBC ain't got nothing to do with it. And I know that RBC ain't got nothing to do with it, sir. And I can only urge the public, do not fall for these things, sir. Do not fall for these things. Because you've worked too hard for your money, sir. Worked too hard. And I don't want people to come crying to any of us saying, sir, oh Lord, I thought it was real because somebody tell me that they get through. There's always somebody that can tell you that they get through, sir. Please. Now, Mr. Speaker, I am not going to detain the House much longer because I believe that what the Honourable Leader of the Opposition did to this country was the worst kind of terrorism that could ever be placed on people, sir. Because everybody in this country wanted to stop. And he wouldn't stop, sir. And my grandmother always tell me, sir, when you ain't got nobody to tell you to come back, something is wrong, sir. And he came in here with a set of people to put on full display, sir, on full display what the Democratic Labour Party, sir, would do to you again. Again. So they get a chance, sir, to do it Tuesday and Wednesday. To torture the whole country. The whole country, sir. Old people trying to watch the CBC News when night come, sir. Come watch the CBC News when night come. People tuning in from overseas want to know what's going on in Barbados. And after all of that, sir, nothing that would give anyone in this country any comfort that they have an ounce of responsibility or acknowledgement, sir, for the pain and suffering that they inflicted on this country, sir, for 10 years. It is a reminder, sir, that nothing has changed with the heart of the Democratic Labour Party. And I know, sir, that as we continue to execute the mandate that the good people of Barbados gave to all of us to rescue this country, we rescued it, sir. We moved from rescue to survival, and now we are on a path to transformation, sir. And I am absolutely confident, sir, that the measures in this budget as presented on Monday, sir, will make a substantive difference to the lives of all Barbadians, sir, because this country, as managed by this Barbados Labour Party administration, sir, has made meaningful progress on a number of fronts, and we will continue, sir, to make sure we focus on delivering for all of our people, sir, to do the best possible job that we can do in the circumstances, but more than that, sir, that we will continue, sir, to set a clear path that will see Barbados solidify itself, sir, for the next 400 years of development. I'm obliged to you, sir. I beg to move, sir, that this bill be read a second time.
The question is that this bill be read a second time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg that we take a short suspension for 10 minutes and that we therefore resume at 7:48.
The question is that this honourable chair will be suspended for 10 minutes. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands suspended for 10 minutes.